Trail Goddess. Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. So, we got that new hotness. Raid 6 boss, Raid 7 boss, Raid 8 boss by the powers combined. Here we got Captain Female Planet, I guess, I don't know. She does amazing damage, and hopefully we will see that today. I haven't been able to test her in Guild Boss because I made her just a minute ago, and I'm out of Guild Boss attacks, but that'll be a future video. You guys can kind of see that in the future, give me some other stuff, as if I needed more videos to the channel. But take a look at your girl here, man. So when I first saw her, I theory crafted that her skills left me a little bit questioning what the deal is. But if you look at her bonuses as I kind of move her out of the way, 10% speed, that's awesome. 35% triple damage. She's basically a player. She's got the bonuses of almost a player at that point. That's so much. That's a lot. Goodness gracious. And the other best thing about her is that you're going to spend a lot of time in Raid 6, a lot of time in Raid 7, a lot of time in Raid 8. And so you're going to run into these bosses. If you are a free-to-play player, you have a chance. You've got a decent chance. You can either save up and swing at it with free-to-play gems, or you can just be in that raid so long that you have a decent chance of grabbing those guys. Grabbing them with gold. It's possible, you know. I would probably suggest you might lean on gems or use a legendary catcher if you have one for the first of each. That way you can get her crafted, and then thereafter you can just go free to play and try to upgrade her over time. Maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't, I don't know. A lot of players are rushing to upgrade this thing as fast as possible, and the assumption is that she is going to be in the meta for a very long time, but we never know. You know, it's like with Swordsman. Swordsman's super strong, he's awesome, but, you know, how stable is his position? He could get rotated out. Right now, because the total stats of players is low, people aren't using Swordsman in Guild Boss 4 because she does a lot of attack damage to everybody, and Swordsman can't hang, but he is one of the best in slots everywhere else. Now, this girl's not going to have that problem because she has a healthy amount of stamina, and as you go up in total stats, yes, that'll increase, but as you stable her, that'll also increase, and if you get any shielding going, you'll be able to keep her pretty safe. So that's enough talking. Well, let's do a little more talking. So about the skills, the reason why I was kind of questioning if this would be, how well this would work, is because if you look at that 430 to 550 percentage cold damage, that looks awesome, but if you divide it by 4 SP, then it's kind of comparable to a basic attack. So you're thinking maybe I want to use my 1 SP attacks. Well, let's do a little bit of numbers. Let's kind of screw around with it. Let's run through some content and let's see exactly how that goes. The first thing I want to see, regardless of whatever my math or my theory says, is the first thing I want to see is how is she going to do in autopilot. That's what we want to see. So who I'm going to take out? I'm going to take out Deity Mech. Deity Mech is +3. Yeah, I'm going to take them out. I will leave Swordsman in because I want the comparison. And I actually think it does make sense for me. So she got the same stamina as Swordsman. Basically the same. So, we'll figure this one out. But, like I said, I'm going to leave these guys in. Final Mech is +10. Goddess is +0, Swordsman's +0, Full Armor Mech is +2. And I think that's going to be a pretty good comparison. Let's see how these guys do. I do think that speed is very strongly favored in this kind of content because you're just getting these waves. So whoever gets the first attack off is going to do a lot of damage. And so we shall see. But let's just let the numbers go. Let's see how it goes. We'll do the trials after this and probably PvP. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm not going to run her in World Boss. I'm not going to run her in Raids, but you will be able to look forward to videos of me running her in Guild Boss. I'll probably be able to fight Guild Boss 3 tomorrow because I think my guild's going to run through 1 and 2 today. If I can fight Guild Boss 2, then yeah, great. But anyways, let's run through. Let's see what the damage is. And yeah, Death Knight. I don't know what that is. But anyways, all right, so. I have seen some amazing numbers come out of her with for guild boss attacks. Typically for me, my swordsman will do 100,000. If he's doing a low roll, he'll do 80k. If he's doing a high roll, he'll do 120k. I have seen Trail Goddess basically doubling those numbers, and it was a player that also had a swordsman in there, so it's it's a fair comparison. Oof! As you can see, one of my boys got taken out. I'm gonna do a little switcheroo, keep her extra safe, and just continue the autopilot. Can't use potions in here, and I wouldn't want to use them anyways, just to kind of keep my small test somewhat valid, I guess. But that's a little bit unfortunate because it is going to wreck the damage of my final mech, so it'll mess up my comparison a little bit. But we still have swordsman in her, nice and healthy. We are doing the difficulty 9, and I'll probably do difficulty 9 for the trials as well. Typically, I run 8. I think if I get one more set piece or one more significant upgrade worth of total stats, I do think that that I'll be able to auto this a lot more cleanly, but every once in a while I'll have to jump in for the last boss and do a little bit of manual here. Minerva. Anyways, all right. So we did it. You could technically say that was autopilot, even though I kind of moved my team a little bit. But take a look at that damage. Wow. Her debut is not looking too hot. Swordsman coming in, doing big things. Now, keep in mind, this type of content really favors speed. Whoever hits first gets that first swing. And if Swordsman attacks first and kills an enemy, then she'll never have a chance to attack them as well. Also, Swordsman is better at attacking multiple enemies as well. So we're going to see that, at least I think so. So... First attempt. The goddess, she's a little bit behind. Let's see if that changes at all in trials. Let's jump up here. So again, we're doing difficulty 9. Difficulty 8 is a lot easier. I almost jumped in there. How dumb would it be if I just jumped in there and didn't even put her on the team? That would be a video ending right there. So same team, everybody's the same. Yeah. Let's jump in. And of course, it's going to depend on what the enemies we get. Do they have defensive bonuses and whatnot? Like this guy, he's got 45% block and so on. But hey, it's a realistic scenario, realistic example. Chinese going ham. He just got a 4 WD a second ago, and now he's getting an Iron Dragon. So of course, he's going to be doing pumping out some more goddesses. He is another top tank in the game, and if you're on that tank struggle, you want to contribute damage to your guild bosses. You want to be able to make it happen. And so we're going to see if we can do just that by adding in, minions like Trail Goddess and whatnot. So, looking good so far. I'll do manual with her when we get to PvP. That will be a pretty good example there. So I'll play her on manual. I'll try, I don't know, depending on who I fight, I'll try to use that big attack and see exactly how cool it is. I might do it on a tank and hopefully not get reflected. I don't know. Now we're seeing a more even distribution a little bit, though. Swordsman still being amazing. Keep in mind, this is all, these tests are specific to the content that they're doing. The big difference in the damage numbers I've seen have been against Guild Boss. And that's because it's a longer fight and you're fighting a single enemy, and Swordsman doesn't do the best against this thing. He still does great, but he doesn't do as well as he does here because his attack all skill is just amazing. So if you're fighting 3 enemies and using the attack all skill, you're fighting 5 enemies using the attack all skill. Swordsman just really shines. And it's nice for him to stay relevant as well. I wouldn't want him to just get dropped off the team. But she looks pretty cool, man, I gotta say. It took me a while to get used to it because I feel like her art is so much more detailed than other art. And it felt a little bit jarring, but I think I'm kind of getting used to just the mashing of the different styles together and whatnot. I'm digging it. I do think the big fists are pretty cool. Kind of cool she's flying around. I never got to use the Raid 8 boss. I never bothered using her before making the fusion. But she had some interesting looking attacks. We got reflected there. We're just going to keep it going. We are losing our healer. That's pretty much the big issue with full armor mech. He's got so much attack stat, even though he's got a healthy amount of stamina. he can still just reflect, kill himself pretty easily. But hopefully we'll get through. If I need to use a potion here, I probably could. But let's just see how it goes, fellas. Let's just see how it goes. Looking pretty good. As far as future moves, what I'm going to do with my minion team, that is a good question. I think I'm putting a hold on Deity. I think Deity, somebody died. I think Deity, I would probably have to get Deity to like +5 or +6 for him to start consistently outperforming Final Mech and Moonlight. And I'd rather just save that investment. Who knows, if I keep getting a good amount of epic catchers, I mean, why not? What else am I going to do with the epic catchers? I think Deity still is a pretty good investment. You can make an argument for Pioneer. Pioneer is really attractive in Guild Boss 4 if you don't want to go for Zeus Bird, which is really, really difficult to make. I think you get a budget build out of Pioneer with the recent updates and all that. And speaking of Zeus Bird, I think I saw him over there in the corner. So yeah, maybe instead of upgrading Deity, I'll upgrade Pioneer. He is, other than Zeus Bird, he's the only heal team legendary right now. So maybe that'll be. I've got Pharaoh at +0. I've got Full Armor Mech with +2. My Pioneer is +0. So maybe that's what I'll do. Word on the street, back when we had the other official Discord, the dev mentioned that the project after Guild Boss, the next one, was going to be basically augments or ways that you can gear up and equip your minions and make them stronger. And that is really going to be the defining moment of the whatever the meta is for the minions that we use. So I kind of want to wait to see how that looks. That could make legendaries much more important than it can make the legendaries much more important than epics, or maybe +10 is the most important thing, or this or that. I don't know. Interesting team that we're fighting here. I don't remember if Zeus Bird has a shield team ability. Maybe he does. I know that Gosler Croc has a heal as well. But I think it might be time to take another look at Zeus Bird and see what's what. I'm more attracted to the Trail Goddess because, again, she's so accessible. Raid 8, Raid 7, Raid 6. You're going to spend some time in those places anyways. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities for her. For something like Swordsman, I got to go back to Raid 2 and Raid 3. And to be honest with you, really not on my list of things to do. I want to keep farming the Lost Cores. And potentially, possibly, maybe with the new changes with fragments and things, I might be able to get like a mythic item. The Raid 8 helmet is still relatively interesting for me. And theoretically, if I got the Raid 8 helmet, then it would be one less tank voting on the set helmet. So, it would kind of help the team there. So let us do PvP. And then I think that'll wrap this one up. And then you guys will stay tuned for a future Guild Boss video featuring Trail Goddess. But she's doing big things. Who do I want to fight? Let's fight Taz. I've seen a ton of people get more total stats this week. We got a bunch of new faces on here that I usually don't see. This might actually be the first time where I don't have Unity opponents. So it's kind of good. We're glad to see other community members boosting up and joining the high TS folks and just pushing the community forward. We're going to see a lot more guild bosses fall as other guilds get strong and all that good stuff. But here we go. Let's put on Deity. And let's keep Deity safe-ish. Why did I put on Deity? Let's put on Goddess. It's been a while, fellas. It's been a while. Okay. Let's see how it goes. We're going to turn off autopilot. Usually I try to autopilot PvP as much as possible. But let's see. I wonder if Swordsman is just going to do a ton of damage to her before she gets a chance. I have fought her before, and it wasn't too difficult. And I'm kind of curious. Do I try to save up her SP, or do I use her for snipe? I think snipe would be the most sensible thing. But I don't know if we've seen the 4 SP skill, because I've been rambling this entire time. When I do the Guild Boss video, I will do 2 different attempts. I'll do one attempt where I use her 1 SP attack all the time, and then I'll do another attempt where I keep saving up to use her 4 SP skill, and we'll see which one does the better damage. That'll be a nice little test there. Let's do the attack all skill. Maybe that'll be enough to take some of these guys out. Nope, just tickles them. Attack random. Of course he would attack the reflect guy. We get a reflect of our own. It's pretty good. Attack team. That attack team skill is really going to give him a good advantage as far as the damage meter at the end of the game. And I don't think she's going to even get a chance to get near full SP. So you know what? We're going to take a look. This is attack target. This is what, attack 3 random. I'm not going to use it because there's not enough enemies. Let's just attack the front tank. That way our chance of getting reflected, she didn't really do too much there. And then here, attack furthest. Why did I do that? I don't really know. I just felt like doing it. Well, maybe PvP isn't going to be her strong suit. I bet everybody watching this is like, how did you manage not to do amazing damage with her? Like I said, I really think that she's going to shine in Guild Boss. But as you can see, Swordsman, still amazing against shorter battles, still amazing against multiple enemies. God, this is like a Swordsman video. Maybe I should go back and start trying to upgrade Swordsman. But I actually thought she had a significant amount more hit points than Swordsman does. But if you can run her, then you can run him as well. I think the answer here is just getting more total stats on my character. And that way their base total stats will go up and everything will work out. And also with the recent changes, the emergency shield, you can use it twice per battle and it's a 0 SP cost. So that's probably going to make me go back and start using that again. And I did my best in slot list. If I get 1 more damage reduction chip, and if I get Thunder Fury and the rest of the set pieces, that puts me exactly at cap damage reduction with an epic damage reduction brain. So if I lose 1.5% damage reduction off of Kung Fu, I'm going to have to upgrade that brain to a legendary, and then I'll still be at cap because I'd be losing the 1.5% damage reduction out of Kung Fu. In the top line, I'll show what I'm talking about, and then we'll wrap the video. Talent. So I'd have to give up 1 point of this, which would cost me 1.5% damage reduction. But if I'm at cap, that'll be okay. And then I will go and get this thing again. It is going to be updated. It actually says 30% here. It was actually 35%. And if you looked at the tooltip in combat, it actually did say that. And the SP cost is or was reduced to 0, I thought. I thought it was reduced to 0. But whatever, the next updated should be at 0. I swear I've seen it updated to 0. All right, we'll keep you posted on this one. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the Goddess video and Guild Boss, and I will see you in the next video.